Hello everyone, my name is Dhiren and I welcome you all at this webinar which is organized by Sri Aurobindo Society and is sponsored by HDFC Bank. We have been discussing about the innovative ideas that have been shared by our innovative teachers from past so many days. So in the same series, in the same sequencing, we would be discussing another innovative idea today. And the name of this innovative idea is student profiling. So why this innovative idea came into picture? What is the story behind this innovative idea? We would be discussing the entire thing today. And trust me, this innovative idea is very helpful if you are seeking or if you are looking forward to help the student to achieve the overall or holistic development. So the innovative idea, as I said, is children's profile or student's profile. What is a student profile? Before I go into the details, as in how we could do that, how it is implemented, before that, let me share some facts with you. In our country, we still believe that the student who is good in academic is considered good in his life, and the student who is poor in his or her academic is considered poor in his life as well. For example, you just picked up the mark sheet of a student, and you see that the student has scored 35% or 37%. How will you consider him? Will you consider him a good student? You would say, sir, he's a poor student, right? Similarly, suppose there is another student with 87 percentage of marks. What do you think? What type of student he is? We'll say he's excellent. So, on the basis of mark sheet, we decide the future of the student as well. The student considered poor in academic is considered poor in his life as well. We still, even after the independence and after passing 75 plus years, they still are following the same Lord Macaulay's method to judge our students. Teacher said, the teacher Mr. Param Singh, who gave this innovative idea, he said the same thing. He said that, sir, judging a student on the basis of academic is not fair at all, because each and every student is not made for studying or for education, for academics. If this could have been the parameter to judge a student, so you wouldn't have seen Sachin Tendulkar, there wouldn't have been any Lata Mangeshkar, or Rajnikant for that matter, or Mahendra Singh Dhoni in that case, right? So judging a student just on the basis of his academic is not fair. Might be the student who has just scored 35%, is very good in games and sports. And in his primary level itself, he might have played the district level in cricket. That could be the case. The same girl who has scored 38% in his academic, she might be very good dancer. And teacher said that we could have seen a number of opportunities and in her that if given a platform, she could just do wonderful. She could do wonders, right? So teacher said that sir, with the same thought process I was going through once upon a time, and there is a reason for that. Why me as a teacher was going through this thought process? The teacher said that sir, what happened? I have a friend. He has got two kids. Few years back, his both kids, both the sons were in schools. One was in class 12, the younger one was in class 10th. So the board result declared, and me being a teacher was very keen to know the percentage of the students, since we teacher are very interested to know the percentage of the students or the people we know. So I called my friend, I gave him a call and I asked him that how his kids did in the exam, what is their percentage since the board results are declared. So his friend said that my elder son had made us proud. In his class 12th exam, he had scored 92 percentage of marks. However, the younger kid is not matching their expectations. he had just scored 67% of marks. So the discussion was going on, and during the discussion, the friend invited our teacher, our innovator, to his home for a cup of tea. So since teacher said that, sir, it was a long time since we didn't meet, so I thought of meeting him. So teacher said that I went his home. We had a discussion. So both the parents, that is the mother and the father, both were praising the elder student that he has made us proud. He's doing wonders in his academic, and they were every time they are very much interested, very much keen to talk about their elder son, but they were least bothered to talk about their younger son. So a teacher said that, why don't you show me the mark sheet of both the students, both the kids? So first, obviously, for obvious reasons, they called the elder son. He came. He just handed over the mark sheet and he ran back to his room. He went inside his room. Then they called the second son, the youngest one. He came. He greeted the teacher. He handed over the mark sheet, and he was standing there for the feedback. Teacher said that, sir, we do talk about values. We do believe that there should be values in the people. We always say that people are lacking the values. But we as a parent or as a teacher, are we really concerned about imparting the values in our kids? First. Second, if there would be no appreciation, no accolades for these values, why would a student or why would kid be bothered to impart these values within them? And for the same reason, teacher said that, sir, there should be certain marks for values at the same time. The student who are doing good in other section, they are doing good in on a humanitarian basis, they should be rewarded for the same. And for same reason, teacher came up with an innovative idea called student profiling. What is the student profiling? How he divided the mark sheet. Let me take you to the board, and then we can have a discussion on that. So let me take you to the board, and we would be seeing how it goes. So first, let me show you the mark sheet. The mark sheet something is like this, right? This is the mark sheet, and the marks are written over here with the subject and the total percentage somewhere here, with the result as pass or fail, right? So teacher says that's what I did. I divided this mark sheet because in this mark sheet, the only thing you could see is the percentage of the student what he have done in academic. So when I just pick up the mark sheet, when I see and I go through the mark sheet, I could only see the academic what the student has done in his or her academic. However, there is no information regarding his co-curricular activities, which he could be equally good in, right? And for the same reason, teacher said this is what I did. I divided the mark sheet into two portions. I divided the mark sheet into two portions. The first portion, now I would request your attention somewhere here. The first portion is dedicated to the academics, and the second portion talks about co-curricular activities. So how it works, let's go through it. So we all know that the marks of the subject is 100 and the percentage that we talk about is always in terms of 100, right? So suppose a student has scored 80 out of 100. So how many percentage has he received? What is the percentage when we do 80 by 100? It would be 80%, right? Similarly, if I say that the student achieved 40 out of 50, what would be the percentage? The percentage would be same as an 80. If I say that someone achieved 50 out of 100 or scored 50 out of 100, what would be the percentage? The percentage you automatically will say that the percentage would be 50. If I say that someone achieved 25 out of 50, what would be his or her percentage? So the percentage again would be 50%. So if I say that someone scored 50 out of 100 or 25 out of 50, both are same things, right? Since we cannot play with the marks of the student, we cannot play with the percentage what they have achieved. There is no change required in this portion, academic portion. The only thing that the teacher did is that he divided the percentage of the marks in terms of by 2 and he scored the student by 50. I hope this is clear to all of us. Now, talking about co-curricular activities, I've jolted down everything over here. So now talking about co-curricular activities, which I believe is equally important for holistic development of a children, of a kid, of a student. So first comes this games and sports, right? What is games and sports? For games and sports, remember there would be 50 marks for co-curricular activities, and how these 50 marks are divided. Let's see it. Let's go through it. So for games and sports, teacher gave 10 marks. How these 10 marks are divided, how a student can obtain these 10 marks, let's see it. So there's a table. It's written 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is how I've done marking. You could do marking according to yourself on the basis of 10 marks. So the student would able to either come third or he will participate second or first. Then he will play school level, block level, district level, and division level. If you want to increase, if it's for higher classes, you could either include state over here, right? Suppose a student came second in his school. In his school competition, he came second. What would be the mark that he'll get? At school, he came second, he'll get 2 marks. Similarly, if I say that the student achieved in district level competition, he came first. So in district, he came first. What would the mark that he'll get? It would be 7. Right? Suppose a student got first in district and third in division level competition. So what would be the mark that he'll be getting? I repeat, first in district and second in division. So what would be the mark he'll be getting? Don't add it, yeah? Don't add 7 plus 8. It would be, as I said, the maximum mark for this is 10. So student automatically will get the highest mark that he'll score. So he would be getting 8 in this case, right? So this is how it goes for games and sports. Second, for cultural activities, again 10 marks are allotted. How the marking is done? The marking is done on the basis of same basis, on the basis of this. The same parameter is applied over there as well. But teachers said that sir, there was some concern. There are some students, I'm sure it happens everywhere, it happened in your school, it happened in my school when I was a kid, when I was a student, that there were only 4 to 5 people, 4 to 5 set of students, they'll go to the podium every day, they'll go to the stage every day to give the command. Other student, when they will be called, they won't go, they'll sit something like this, right? They won't go to stage. So teachers said that sir, it becomes the responsibility of mine to take out the stage fear from the mind of each and every student. And for the same purpose, I came up with this proactive measure. Remember, proactive measure is the step that you apply prior to the happening of the thing, right? So teacher said that I came up with a proactive measure that is round the class. What is round the class? The name already explains everything. That each and every student will get his or her turn to come to the stage for the assembly prayers, or might be for oath, for singing national anthem, for reading news, for asking a question from general awareness. There could be a number of things. So each and every student of the class will get a chance. For example, suppose teacher said that these 5 students will come tomorrow at the stage for the morning prayer. This kid will ask the question from the GK. This kid will ask the question from the general awareness. He'll come for oath. He'll come to recite the news. So this is how it is done. These students have been completed, so the remaining student will come. The remaining 5, 10, or 15 student will come tomorrow, and this is how it goes. So every student, each and every student will get a chance. Teacher said that sir, there was one more concern, one more issue. And the challenge that was is that there are some students, when I say them to come to the stage, they definitely will come. But and you remember, you just go back to your shower, you didn't even see this. There were some students who will come to stage, they'll keep their eyes closed, but when there would be call for the prayer, they won't recite it. They will just be doing the lip sync, right? They'll just be doing the lip sync. They don't. They will. Which means the stage fear is already there or is still there in their mind. So teacher came with another proactive measure, and that is, even I want to say something, or I have to say something, which means each and every student, teacher will first make a note of the student who are still hesitant to come to the stage, and then these students are called at the stage and are said that talk about anything which you are interested to talk at the stage for a minute or two. It could be anything. It could be your favorite animal. It could be your dog, your family member. Talk about yourself or anything. You just have to talk for a minute or two. This helps the students come out of the hesitation, right? Then, so how many marks? 50 plus 10, 60 plus 10, 70. Now moving on to another set of marks, and which is very crucial, very important for maintaining the academic of the student, and that is attendance. Attendance is very important because the student won't come to school. Obviously, being a teacher, we can't do anything, right? So attendance is something which is very important. And for the same reason, the marks are given are 10 for attendance. So how the marks are calculated for attendance? If I take you back, or if you remember of the school days, our teacher during the board exam especially used to threaten us that if your attendance won't be 75%, you won't be allowed to sit in the board exams. So we do remember that the attendance is measured in terms of percentage, right? So suppose the percentage of attendance of a student is 75, so 75 would be divided by the mark here, the full mark here. So 75 would be divided by 10. So the mark that a student would get out of 10 would be 7.5. Similarly, if the percentage of attendance of a student is 82, so 82 would be divided again by 10, and he would be getting 8.2 marks. Teachers said that, sir, there's no concern with attendance. The thing is that every day it takes 5 to 7 minutes of mine to take the attendance. Attendance definitely has got its importance in academics for maintaining the data of the school, of the student, but the attendance has got no importance when we talk about education, especially when we talk about a subject or syllabus. And for the same reason, teacher said that, sir, there was another thing, and that is, excuse me, and there's another thing that students are not concerned to come to school. I thought, why can't it be any challenge that I could throw at the student, which makes them eager to come to the school and attend the class. So for the same purpose, teacher said that, sir, I came up with a proactive measure which is group attendance. And under group attendance, I first made a note of the student who come to the school from the same area, who belong to the same area. And I made a point of them, of these students. Suppose there are 20 students in my class. I divided a batch of five students, and I made 4 batches. So teacher said this. So what I did is, I told the student that I am making a batch. You have a responsibility to come up with all the students of your group. If you won't come with the students of your group, you will lag behind, because the team who wins, who has the maximum percentage of attendance or maximum presence in the class, that team will be appreciated, will be considered winner, and is appreciated in front of assembly, in front of all the, he will be appreciated in assembly or during the assembly in front of all the teachers and the headmaster and the fellow students, of course. So the students, everyone wanted to win, so they started coming to the school. Now, just take an example. Teacher was taking the attendance. He said, Group A, sir, all present. Group B, sir, all present. Group C, sir, roll number 13 is absent. So teacher asked what happened, why Rahul is not coming to the school from past 2 days. So a student said that sir, he has gone to his maternal grandmother's home, so that is the reason he's not coming. So he said that the student, your team is lacking because Rahul is not coming to the school from past 2 days. Remember, if he won't come, you will be lagging behind and your team will lose. Team B, all present. So the kids, since they belong to the same community, same area, in the evening, it was Friday evening, the one of the kid who was playing, he saw that Rahul returned from his maternal grandmother's home. And it was a Friday. So teacher, now I'll ask you the question. If it's Friday today, Friday evening, and Rahul returned back from his grandmother's home, maternal grandmother's home, when will he go to school? Saturday or Monday? So obviously, we all know that he'll come to the school Monday, and the kids also realize the same thing. So they made a plan. They went to Rahul's home in the morning. They told him that Rahul, why? They knocked his door. His mother opened the door, and she said that Rahul is sleeping. They went to his room. They woke him up. That Rahul, what happened? Why are you not coming to school? So he said, no, I won't go today. I'll go to the school. I'll come to the school Monday. So they said that no, because of you, our team is losing. We want you to come. And think about the psychological pressure of 1 to 5, 1 to 4. When four students, four colleagues will say the same thing, Rahul will be having no option but to come to school. So obviously, he won't miss the homework, he won't miss the class, and he will learn, right? So this will bring the kids to the school. So we did 1, 2, and 3. So 50, 60, 70, and 80. Next, moving on to another marking area, and that is parent-teacher meeting. When we talk about government school, one of the most important challenge that the teacher faces is the students' parents are not at all bothered about the studies of the student, except a few parents. So teachers said, that's a what I did. I allotted the marks to the student upfront. I gave them the bonus or advance marks in the advance. So these three things marks have been given to the student in advance. And what is the reason behind giving the marks in advance? One reason is that parents are not very much bothered or concerned about the studies of their kids. Second issue is that the student knows that if he'll inform his parent that there would be a meeting this coming Saturday, and when the parent will come to the school, the teacher and parent will meet. They will discuss how their kid is doing, and obviously at the home, the kid is going to get meetings for the things he has been doing in the school, right? And for the same reason, student avoid telling or avoid informing their parent that there will be a meeting this coming Saturday or any day, right? For the same reason, 5 marks have been given to the student in advance, and we do believe that there at least could be 5 meetings in a session, right? For each meeting, 1 mark. So teacher informed the student that kids, I have given 5 marks to you in advance. And remember, if your parent won't come, if your guardian won't come in the school, 1 mark will be deducted from your account. So one fine day when there was a meeting, Abhishek's parents or guardians didn't turn up. Next day when Abhishek came to the school, teacher said that Abhishek, since no one from your family was able to come to the school since they didn't turn up, I have deducted your 1 mark. And remember, in future also, if nobody will come, 1 mark will be deducted from your account. Next time, do you think Abhishek will let that happen? You can face the loss that has been incurred by you, but you don't let anyone else make you face the loss, right? And for the same reason, next time during the next meeting, Abhishek will roll at the floor, he will cry, he'll do anything, but he will ask anyone, be it his mother, father, uncle, elder brother, sister, or anyone to come to the school to attend the parent teacher meeting. The next is uniform. Uniform is something that is very important. And it has been noticed that number of times students come carelessly, they won't wear tie, they won't wear belt, and they'll come to the school. Teacher said this for the same reason, sir, I came up with the 5 marks, which is also given in advance. And I told the student that you have been given 5 marks in advance for your uniform, and if you won't come in proper attire, half mark would get deducted from your account every time you won't turn up in the proper attire. So suppose if the student has not come to the school in proper uniform for 2 days, he 1 mark would be deducted from his or her account. Not only this, he also will have to write a letter to the headmaster that, respected sir, with due respect, I would like to tell you that since I wasn't in my proper attire, please deduct half mark from my account. And I request you, next time also, if I won't come in my proper attire, please deduct half a mark from my account. Do you really think the student would like to write the same application to deduct his mark again? He will never let that happen, right? So for uniform, there are 5 marks. Similarly, for discipline, there are 5 marks. And for discipline, if the student has done something, 1 mark would be deducted from by the end of the class teacher. 2 marks could be deducted, 1 mark could be deducted from the subject teacher. 2 marks could be deducted by the class teacher. And we all remember that we have been called to the principal office, or we have been taken by our class teacher or subject teacher to the principal office only if we had done any blunder, right? So obviously, if the student has done any blunder, the principal has an authority to deduct all the 5 marks. So the headmaster has an authority to deduct all the 5 marks from the student's account. So the 5 marks could be deducted from the student account if one go if he or she has committed any blunder. Next, coming to appreciations and accolades, the value part that we were talking about. It becomes our responsibility to impart, to inculcate, to imbibe the values within the heart and soul of the student, and that can only be done if they are appreciated for the same. Because no one is in this world, I've never seen anyone who don't like to be appreciated. They definitely would love to be appreciated, right? And for the same reason, teacher had decided 5 marks. So if a student has done anything good, for example, if there was a kid, Rohit, he fell and he was not able to come to the school. His friend what his friend Virat did, that he every time after the end of the school, he used to go to his place. He helped him with completing the syllabus. After Rohit was fine, Virat also helped him complete his homework and everything. So, what do you think? Virat should be appreciated appreciated for this or not? Obviously, he or she should be appreciated. So, these marks for appreciation could be given from the appreciation and accolade marks, which is 5 marks. Teacher could give 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark on the basis of the work that has been done by the student. Now, so it's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There are 5 other marks, which is for bonus, which is either additional or deduction. So these bonus could be either for addition or deductive mark that could be given to the student. How it is used? Let's go through it. Suppose, let's talk about bonus part first, addition part first. Suppose there was a student who did some indisciplinary act, and 5 marks got deducted from his or her account. Post that, he always was on the time. He never misbehaved with anyone. He was the most well-behaved student in the class for the entire session. So, do you think he shouldn't be appreciated for the same? He's a kid. He could do the mistakes, right? So, definitely he has regretted it, and he is doing something good. He is in discipline all the time for the entire session. What do you think? He could be given marks or not? Definitely, he could be given marks, and those marks could be given from this area. Similarly, there was a student who didn't come in proper attire for 10 days, so the 5 marks got deducted from his account. But post that, he was always in proper uniform, neat and tight, clean uniform for entire session. Don't you think that he would be rewarded for the same? Right? So the bonus marks could be given from here. Similarly, when we talk about deduction, suppose there was a student who did indisciplinary act, the 5 marks got deducted from his account. Now he says that I'm least bothered about anything. The 5 marks I had, these 5 marks got deducted. Now I'm free, I could do anything. They can't deduct my marks. So the mark could be deducted again from here. Similarly, if he wasn't or she wasn't in proper attire and all the 5 marks got deducted from his or her account, then he might or she might say that now all the marks got deducted and I don't care. I could or I would come in any other red, green, or orange shirt or pant. I don't care. So again, there would be a fear that if I won't come in proper attire, again the 5 marks would get deducted from my account. So always remember that the total mark shouldn't cross the total mark of 100, which anyways won't cross. So with this, by looking at the mark sheet, we definitely could realize and understand that okay, this student might not be good in academic, but he is doing wonderful in games and sports. He is very disciplined student, right? He's very well-behaved student. This girl is very good in cultural activities or games and sports. This student is always in time. His attendance is so good. So by just looking at maintain, we could see on the number of parameter, and we could definitely help the student enhance or her overall or holistic development. This will definitely help the student in his career, in his future, and it will help the student make the habit of discipline, to be on time, to be regular. These all the practice will be developed within the heart and mind of the student. So this is the innovative idea that I have to discuss with you all today. This is the student profile. If you have any questions regarding this innovative idea, please feel free to ask me. So anyone having any question regarding this innovative idea, please feel free to ask me. I'll love to answer your query. Okay, so I believe everything is clear. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for your presence, and thank you so much for listening to me. As I always say, I'll repeat the same thing once again, that when you are going to a school, kindly ensure that we work toward the holistic development of the student. Their parent do trust us. They send their kids to school. So it becomes our responsibility to shape up their career, to shape up their future. Thank you so much. This is Dhiren Gautam signing off. Namaskar.